And you're looking at St Basil's Cathedral behind me, and it is indeed one of the most beautiful buildings in the world. It is 9 degrees and it'll probably get down to about 4 tonight. And I have got 4 layers of clothing on, and I'm looking forward to seeing your questions come up here in a second. But this is the most beautiful part of Russia. Well, from what I've seen anyway, Moscow certainly. Says Dylan, Ricardo for a Sochi podium. Big ask, back to back. Arnav's here, one of my good members, as is Harry Waltham. If you've got a membership, you will have an emoji as well. So I'm looking forward to your questions. Let me just frame that a bit better. Oh, by the way, I'll give you a quick look here. That's the rest of Moscow's Red Square. It's all right, huh? Yesterday it was quite beautiful. We had some sun, but today it's just been grey, and I've spent all day in the room. Is it cold, Joseph? Yeah, it's 9 degrees and getting colder. So I've got to cover my ears, and I've got my glasses on that allow me to see your comments. So let's talk about, just briefly, while that chimes, the last race, and what a thrill it was to be there and hear my national anthem played, because I don't hear that very often. And just tell me if the sound is okay. It should be okay. Our national anthem, very emotional. I had a tear in my eye for probably a good minute. And that national anthem was played by a marching band. Kim is in the studio in UK. Shut up, James. I am not. It's all not background. Yeah, that was played live. So obviously the band had to learn all the national anthems, just in case there was a huge prang on the first corner and say the least likely driver to win the race got up. But they picked the Aussie national anthem because it was for Daniel, and we got to sing it. It was lovely, just lovely. And then, of course, if you watch my video of post-race, you would have seen that I actually got a hug from Daniel, which was nice. A hug to be passed on to his great father, Joe, who's in Perth and can't get out because of this mentality in Australia that we can't have any COVID. Whereas here in Russia and all of Europe, they're just now getting on with it. Majority of people are vaccinated. You still take precautions and wear these when there's lots of people around, but as you can see, there's no one within 40 metres of me here. Daniel made everyone in Asia Pacific happy. Did he, Ahmed? Well, very nice. He certainly made his McLaren team happy. A little bit sad for Lando. Perhaps he could have got up for his first win, but his win will come without a doubt. I don't know whether it'll come in Sochi. I'll be interested to see what support there is for Nikita Mazepin in his home race. I had dinner with Alexei, who is the commentator here for Match TV, and he seemed to think that he still isn't that popular in his home country. And to be fair, Grand Prix, F1 Grand Prix is not that big a sport here. I was on the corner where that crash happened last Sunday. What time is it now? Oh, it's well after that. And I was following another car around the corner, so I didn't see the actual collision. I just looked and saw, oh my gosh, there's a car on top of another car. That's not right. And then I left my large camera, my 600mm lens, and I raced with 2 cameras. I think I had a 16-35 and a 70-200, and I raced to that position. It was all of 40 metres, so not that I'm any fast runner, but it didn't take that long to get there. And I snapped a number of pictures, and then I thought the better pictures would be of the drivers walking away, so I changed positions. How do I prepare for new circuits? Well, we can't go any earlier than the Thursday media day, so ideally I would love to go in a day early and just walk the track, but we're not allowed to because of COVID. Where all did you take pictures from on the track? Turns 1 and 2 was the all of my photography spots on race day, purely because it's so hard to get around that track and you lose too much time moving from track position to track position. So you tend to stay in one spot and just hope the action comes to you, which it did. Nikita races under the RAF flag. What is RAF? What is the RAF? How do you achieve sharp focus on your pictures? By focusing on the thing that I want and making sure I don't shake the camera too much. And before anyone asks, I haven't seen the new Canon R3 camera yet. I hope to have a crack at it at some point. We will see. I like the R5, but I don't think it's anywhere near as good as the 1DX Mark III, which is not a mirrorless camera. So I don't know whether I'm going to love the R3, although the R3 allows you to focus using your eye. The sensor picks up where your eye is looking at, apparently. Now that sounds mind-boggling. It's a real step forward. What is the best or worst part of traveling the world? Best part is always going somewhere new. If you get tired of this, you know you've only got a few days here. Worst part? Packing and unpacking, and time lost at airports. Like I'm looking at going to the US from Istanbul, and I'm far better off taking a direct flight at a premium, which is 12 hours and 55 minutes. The other best is about 19 and a half hours, and it's just too much wasted time. And isn't that a beautiful church? Oh, look at these. I'll go right up to the top for you there. Yeah. Now, rumour has it that the architect who designed this place had his eyes gouged out afterwards, so he would never design anything quite as beautiful. I read that in an official Russian thing here, Moscow thing. I don't know whether or not that's true. Sounds a bit brutal. I don't know whether you get away with that in these times. Would I recommend visiting Moscow, Lewis? Oh, wholeheartedly. I love the joint. And the people are great. Enough of them speak English that I can get around. Am I watching the football? No, I've got no interest in that. I'm not even watching our Australian Rules Grand Final next Saturday because I'll be at the track, and I think it's, what time? It'll be on at 5:30, which is noon here-ish. Yeah, I won't be watching that either. Someone can answer, "Hey dude, I get that all the time." Yes, and would you please hit the like button? I'll give you a little quick tour while you hit the like button. Oh, and over this side, that's the police. Yeah, please hit the like button because we need to get these numbers up, my friends. Which was better, Imola versus Monza? I love the Imola track, but I love the Monza. Right, no, look, I had great things happen at both races. I'm going to put them on a par. Yeah, on a par. 3 words to describe the Russian GP. Exciting for me. Police hit the like button. Police hit the like button. Oh, that's sharp. Any chance you can make a video on what the team principals drive? Look, I don't see many of them. I will be mindful. I won't commit, but I'll be mindful. What made me choose Canon? I know I bought a Canon once, and then once you buy it, you just keep using it. Although I can tell you that the guys from Getty, and in particular Clive Mason, who's a marvellous photographer and a lovely guy from Britain, he was always a Canon man because Getty had Canon. Then they went and bought a whole lot of Nikon stuff, and he changed. But he had to go back to Canon for the Olympics because they had a deal with Canon that they would shoot Canon at the Olympics. So he had to, for the last race before the Japanese Grand Prix that he did, he took the Canon cameras out again just to reacquaint himself with it. Moscow to Sochi is a 2-hour plane ride. But some of these flights to go internally in Russia can be up to 9 hours. In fact, no, it can be 9 hours, and I imagine even more. It's a monstrous country. If you're close up like Hamilton close, or are you asking what lens I use to shoot Hamilton? I use both. I use a 70 to 200, sometimes a 600, and a widey. As he gets closer, I put down the long lens and use the widey. Go in the gum department store, luxury shops, but they have cheap ice cream that's famous. Okay, gum is not Sum, because I've been in Sum and they have the best brands. Favourite alien to fly? Or Emirates? I'm having a bit of a run-in with Turkish Airlines because I accidentally booked 2 flights on the same day, on the same flight, and all I wanted to do was cancel one, and they won't do it without a fee, and I think they're just... I'm having an argument with them. See how I go. I also had a drama with Sixt Rent-A-Car, where going from Milan to here, no, the one before Amsterdam to Milan, my flight got changed, so I had a 12-hour time difference, and they say go onto the app and change your arrival time, but you can't do it. The app won't let you do it. So you arrive there hoping your car's in, of course it's not, and then, oh yeah, we've still got a car, but it's going to be at 3 times the price. So I said that to them, and went next door to Avis, and luckily I had a car booked with Avis. So maybe I've learnt my lesson now, and I'll give you the word that Sixt is not to be trusted with their app in particular. I haven't seen Southern Comfort here. I found it in the airport when I left last race. Did I see the Instagram post from McLaren where Daniel put his Monza trophy? Yes, I did. Yes, I did. That was nice. Never seen Sony's Alpha series. I know a couple of guys that use it. Oh, I don't know. I'm just not wrapped with the sensor mirrorless camera. Like I used a mirrorless here to take some shots here the other night, the one that's the thumbnail, and I just felt that there was a bit too much graininess even shooting it. I was only at about 8,000 ISO. No, I didn't leave anything behind this time, Andrew, I don't think. Yeah, I saw the Schumacher doco on Netflix. I liked it. And I thought it was interesting that at the end they talk about Michael's condition, and, well, they don't mention it specifically, but you get an idea, and it's what people probably imagine, and it's quite sad. Quite sad. But in general, I learnt a lot from it, and I loved the Coulthard bit where he came racing up to Coulthard to give him a piece of his mind, and he said, Coulthard said to him, "Don't you ever make mistakes? Haven't you ever been wrong?" Or something like that, and he said, "Not that I can remember." Who was the closest driver you met, as in close friends? Oh, I don't think I'm close friends with any of them. I think they've got a huge network of people they know, and I certainly know a few of them. When did I learn the piano? When I was a kid, from about 7 to 18, and then I stopped playing for a long time. I hack around now, really. It's embarrassing. How do you use the toilet when you are solo around the track? Oh, you just leave your stuff there because we're in a moat. There's no one around. You just leave your camera gear outside the portable toilet and rush in there. It's no problem at all. Too many subtitles in the Shuey film. Wow. It is what it is. Otherwise, you wouldn't have any idea what they're saying. Have I seen any drivers here? No. Hopefully it's not too windy for this microphone because it is a bit blowy. Everybody's asking questions, Kim, but nobody is asking how is Kim. Kim is fine. Don't worry about Kim. He's got a very runny nose because it's so cold and I have no tissues. But I just love this whole place. I've been down here every single day. It's my go-to place. But I've got my good Moncler. This jacket is a Moncler jacket, and I always wanted one. And 2 years ago, I came from Singapore, and I left the race straight after, raced to the airport, got on the flight from Singapore, came here to Moscow, and we're about to land, and the pilot says, yes, the temperature is 2 degrees. And I thought, oh shit, I've got nothing warm. So as soon as I got here, I went straight to Tsum and bought myself this lovely Moncler jacket, which packs down nice and tightly. How many Rolexes do I have? I must have 6, and my wife has one. I want more. I love them. My new Rolex is back in Perth. It went back. I can't be trusted alone overseas. With Lennon. No, now that Lennon memorial is just up there, but from what I can see, it's not open. Although some that it is open a couple of days a week, and his body is in there. He's still sitting up in that tomb. Who do you think will get the Alpha seat? Well, I only know what I read, and everyone's saying it's going to be Guan Yu Zhao, because I believe he has plenty of money behind him, and the team can certainly do with that money. And if he's an equal driver to Antonio, and he's got more money, perhaps that's going to be bad luck for Antonio. No, I haven't given my son the Rolex. He's lagging way behind me. I think he's lost a bit of interest in that. No, it doesn't feel awkward at all. There's no one around. Look, they're miles away. In fact, is anybody in Moscow now? Is anyone in Red Square? If you are, come and say hello. It'd be interesting if anybody who's watching this takes me up on that offer and knows what I'm doing. We can have a chat about F1. Hey Kim, come to Sri Lanka for a holiday after the Abu Dhabi GP. You'll enjoy the sun and warm weather. Oh, come in.
Hey.
Unbelievable. I just said,
hey YouTube.
I just said, if anyone's here, come and see me. Where are you? You're a local?
Yeah, I live like 5 minutes away.
Right, were you watching?
Yeah.
And you speak English?
Yeah. I lived in Canada most of my life.
All right, well you can talk to these people.
Hey people.
Ask this fella some questions. That's remarkable. You know, I just said, as you were walking up in my peripheral, as he was walking up, I could just see, I wonder if he knows that I'm broadcasting. Have you got any questions for him? Someone's 40 minutes away.
Yeah, the traffic is quite bad. I drove here.
You drove here?
Yeah.
Jesus, well, good thing. Oh, I started at, did you know that I was going to do it?
Yeah.
Well, come and stand here so you're on camera. Did you leave as soon as I put the alert up, or did you leave as soon as I started?
I probably left as soon as you started.
Right, and who's your favourite driver?
Max.
Max, right, well he's had a bit of bad luck last race, didn't he?
Sadly.
Yes. Right, and you're from Canada?
Huh? No, I am from Russia, but I pretty much finished my high school and I started university in Canada and then dropped out.
Right, and they're
So
asking, do people follow Mazepin here? Do they care about... it's actually not Mazepin, it's Mazepin, isn't it?
It is Mazepin.
Oh, well, I was told it's Mazepin.
Like, I mean, different people pronounce it differently. They do. I have a friend who races in a F4 and GP4 Russia. He, like, everyone has mixed feelings about him. People don't like pay drivers, and he certainly is. Like, I mean, his dad pretty much bought the team.
Yeah.
But
He has.
yeah, I mean, there's no one else to support.
No, Kvyat's not racing, is he? And
Yeah.
Sergey's out. So there you go. All right, well, look,
I mean,
lovely to meet you, mate.
see ya.
So thank you. What's your name?
Jacob.
Jacob.
Yeah.
Right, Jacob, I'm going
I'll
to...
be in Sochi. I actually messaged you on Instagram a few days ago.
Did you? Rightio. Well, you send me another message and I'll send you back a download and you can get a free download for coming up and saying hi.
Okay. See you guys.
Ciao. That's lovely, isn't it? I didn't expect that. I did see him out of the corner of my eye. That is very funny. Very, very funny. So thank you, Jacob. Very nice, yes. If I knew I would have come to meet up, yes. I like cruise ships, says that. Here comes the wind again. Shit, that's cold. That's cold. That was so wholesome. Yeah, it is cold, 9 degrees, and might have dropped a degree as well. Kim, it was nice to meet you. Okay. He spells it L-A-K-O-V. What do you think about Piastri? Yeah, he hasn't got anywhere to go. Nowhere to go. And that's sad, because he's obviously talented, and he's managed by Mark Webber. He gave me the finger the other day, in jest, but it was a very funny photo. And I might even do a compilation of drivers giving me, F1 people giving me the finger at some point. My lips are drying out and I have not had enough water to drink today. What time's the best time to catch drivers during the track walk? Well, you can get into the track walk. They'll do that anywhere from probably 10 to noon and then maybe 4 to 7. Yeah, that's right. Oscar doesn't have the money to get into, and that's part of the deal. It's no good being the best driver. You've got to be able to pay your way in. That's just how it works. Have I seen the 2022 calendar? No, I have not. Have you? Anyone seen it? It might rain through all of the GP, yeah, but it said it was going to be cloudy and dark here for all of the days, and then yesterday it was stunning. As if you saw my pictures, we had a bit of blue sky that night. Oh, and the moon came up right behind this cathedral here, and it was special. If I'd had my 600mm lens or even my 800mm lens and could get a fair way back, oh my gosh, that picture would have been fantastic. How do I get to the circuit? Well, I'm staying not too far from it next race, so I will be going via foot, I'd say. Don't forget your hotel is 1 street from the first McDonald's. Yes, somebody told me that. And also, what's that restaurant? Somebody told me. It's a very famous restaurant. Well, I've been eating it. I've had the best food of all trip here, and it's not local. Oh, I had a little bit of local food. I had a chicken soup one day, but no, I've been picking out deluxe. How's the photography at Sochi? It's very ordinary. Very ordinary. There's a few shots, and there's one I want to get that I've seen another photographer. Oh, Pushkin is the one, yes. There's another one that, Jesus, that wind's cold. It's cutting right through me. Hopefully it's not ruining the audio. There's a hotel with coloured lights on it, and I've seen some beautiful photos where you pan with that. No chicken divan, no. I've had steaks the last 2 nights, and then I had roast, I had salmon, then I had the most beautiful sushi at She Restaurant. Oh, is that a restaurant? Might even go back there tonight. And now I've lost all feeling in my nose because it's so cold. He doesn't use enough of my photos, Charlene. Yeah. Who's the most friendly driver to you? Oh, there's a handful. Pierre's excellent, Lando's great, Daniel's great, Nikita says hi. And look, if there's anyone else around, you don't get any response from them and you don't spend any time interacting with them because you'll get howled at by the other photographers. But when they're alone, I had a lovely chat with Antonio there the other day. He was telling me about his car, and I mucked up with him because I didn't take any notes and stupidly forgot a few things, because the car of his is that one, if you watch my video today, it's one with the lavish spoiler on the back. That has a roll cage in it, and that's a serious car, whereas the other ones aren't quite on that level. And he did tell me it was a GTA or a GTM. I never play F1 photo games, video games. I used to drive with one of the F1 games, and I was just hooked on the Suzuka track. How do you plan on staying warm during the race? Oh, it's fine. It's 21 degrees every day there. That's fantastic. It's nothing like here. And they say that Sochi is not really Russia. They say it's more, it's just not Russia. It's a bit of a fool's paradise. Yeah, the weather is cold. We agree on that. Is there a story behind those colourful domes? Yes. And if you get onto the internet and search St Basil's Cathedral, you will find out what it is. I won't bore you with it. In fact, I wouldn't know what it is. I read it last night. My good friend Lisa sent me a link. Lovely Lisa. Thank you, Lisa, for a lovely meal the other night, and lovely Alexei. I went out for a feed with him and Aloshka. So I've got some local friends, and that's always very handy to go out to dinner with locals, because you learn so much. Which fans do I like the most? I've got to tell you, hands down, so far this year, the Dutch. Oh, they were fantastic. And it was worth being there just for that atmosphere. What's your ISO white? I use white balance automatic all the time, unless I'm going for a golden light, which I'll pump up to about 8,000 Kelvin manually. But in terms of ISO, I change it. I change the shutter speed. No two spots are identical. Just hoping we can get into the USA. I know that there's a number of photographers and others who may not be able to get into America because they've come from Schengen countries or Britain. And it is quite difficult because of America providing or just making it difficult. In fact, I found out some amazing information about how difficult it is to get visas for certain countries from here, and some of the Russian guys actually have to go to Poland to get a visa to go to other countries, because it's easier to go to the embassy, say the US embassy in Poland or the so-and-so embassy in Poland, than here. 7 centigrade today and a bit colder with the wind, yes. I'm going to the Saudi GP, and I think we'll be warmly welcomed by the organiser there. I'm looking forward to that one. It'll be warm, at least. Although I don't mind a bit of winter, because I've had, bear in mind, like since November last year, I've had summer. From November through to last week. Oh my God, this is so cold. Lancelin, I like Perth and Lancelin. I couldn't spend all of my time in either place. How did Daniel and Lewis get into the States? I don't know. Don't know. Friends in high places? Who knows? Miami in May, Montreal in June, Coda in October. Thank you for that. Tickets on sale for Miami in America already, yeah. What price are they? Somebody said today that there's going to be a fair bit of kickback from the local businesses in that area. They don't want it. But that's a bit like in Melbourne, where, who was it? The Albert Park residents got the shits, and they would, yes it can, but it affects the audio, scaries. Yeah, the Albert Park residents just carried on and protested and made it difficult. They didn't win. They'd be happy that COVID's there, because they've had 2 years and probably 3 without one. It's not hard to get into USA for Australians and British. No, it is hard for British, absolutely. They have to get an I visa. And I'm told, and someone can confirm this, that there is no US embassy open in London at the moment. Tell me that's right, because I know at least one photographer who said he can't get in, and I think there'll be more, and there may be even more people on the team. I'm not going to see Mr. Putin. I had a meeting planned, but I had to cancel it. Which car is the most fun to photograph? The worst one to photograph is the Aston Martin in dull light. It's just a blob. Best-selling photo? 2, Lando and Daniel coming out of the tunnel in Monaco. Every day, multiple sales. It's just the loveliest photo. It's been a real winner. Did I take the vaccine? 2 lots. I've been vaccinated in Bahrain and in Croatia. So I am invincible. But you need a top up anyway. 3 months after the one in 6 months after the one in Bahrain, it starts to wear off. And I'll probably get another booster somewhere in the Middle East. I think Verstappen's going to win the title. And I'm not sure I can do a whole hour out here in this cold, not moving about. I tell you what we could do. We could go for a walk, but then there's no guarantee I can find somewhere. This is where I've put the camera here, so I need somewhere about eye height. And it's not that easy to find. And I've got my camera on a, what do you call it? A Joby Gorillapod, which is essential. When you do the shoey, I know which photo I'll get. Okay, I've got to work out. I will do that, but I'll do it in my time. How will the remaining 2021 calendar look? Well, I think we've only got one spot, and everyone says it's going to be Qatar. $1,000 deposit now for fan experience packages. Rightio, well that's good. How can you say you feel the cold? It's cold. 8 degrees is cold for me. Marmite is my second, no, not even my second choice. I don't like Marmite. How are you able to see the chat with a GoPro? It's not a GoPro, it's an iPhone with my microphone on it. And unfortunately, I can't take a photo of that because it's doing the video. Do you think the F1 cars need to be smaller? I think that would be handy, wouldn't it? Make the track bigger in relation to the cars, and maybe you can get 3 cars around that first corner at, where were we last week? Italy, instead of just the one. Right next to a police bus, yes. Best wallpaper. Oh, I got some new wallpapers and RAWs going up for my members. Everyone else, you get nothing. But all my members get some treats on Monday when my office opens again. They will upload all the RAWs for you to play with and all of the wallpapers. And there's one of Daniel on the podium, which you will love. iPhone 13. Has it got better video? Well, I probably will. Because you know what? I upgraded to this one and it was a huge difference. And really, tonight I was going to come out and do some videoing, just walking around. And I thought, I don't want to take 2 cameras, and this is fine, absolutely fine. Now, who has watched the video I put up today with the drivers' cars from Monza? Because that video is my number 1 of 10, and it is doing 30% better than my Daniel and Lando video from Monza, which was a cracker. So it really surprises me that you have this appetite to know what the drivers drove. And I was so happy that Valtteri drove that Black Series, which I believe is his car, and he's driven it from Monaco. And I'm also glad that Yuki had the NSX. So that's a lot of you. Thank you very much for watching that. Well, maybe I should buy the iPhone 13 here, because then you got the warranty in Australia. But then I thought I'm better off with a European warranty, because I'm in Europe more than I'm in Australia at the moment. Hello, William from Canberra. Have you gone into lockdown again? Did I see something today? Having to go into